Hey everyone, this is Shane again. Today we're going to talk about doing a walkaway split. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, tried to explain it to him, and I thought I'd just go out and split one of my hives. They needed it anyway, and make a quick video about it just for a little better illustration. So I've already checked one hive at this point in the inspection process. It wasn't quite ready, so I moved over to this hive. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope it helps you. Thank you very much.
Seal that complete bottom up. And they really prefer this hole and love it anyway. And I've got a hive. They make it's a little round disc that you can close, you can rotate it. It's got different settings. One's wide open. One is one will lock the queen inside it, and the others will just allow some air in. So very, very handy, very, very helpful. Love that hole. Show you probably build. Got a bunch of packages coming in, and I need to build out some hive bodies for that. So probably I'll make a video doing that and show you how I install it. And I'm gonna try something a little bit different. I'm gonna put some hives on pallets this year. As I start to grow, that's an easy way to move your hives around and be a little more efficient. So right now I'm still working a full-time job as well, so time and efficiency are very, very important to me. I try to set myself up with everything I do so that I can work more efficiently in the field. Got a lot going on up here in the second story. Not disappointing, I expect as much. Pretty much cleaned the top boxes out in the winter. Smoke them. This is very busy in the bottom, very active. This is a very busy bottom box. This brood box is pretty strong, pretty packed. So we're gonna checkerboard this hive up. And on this frame, lots of young brood. Lots of it. So, let's see what all we got here. They're getting a little upset with me, I can tell. I'm seeing a queen cup. And this is a queen cup. This is what you're looking for. It's right there. That's what a queen cup is. That tells me that at some point they've been trying to make a queen over here. The question becomes, is this fresh? Has an egg been laid in there that they're making a queen out of right now? Or is that old? Something I always do in my yard is, when I see that, I try to mash it. When I see one that's empty, I try to mash it. And I can't tell right now if that's a fresh one or an old one. So I'm gonna leave it untouched. I'm gonna remember it. I'll make note of this later that I saw a queen cup. Typically I mash them. That way when I get into a hive and I see one, I know it's fresh, but it's possible I missed an old one. Another good strong frame. Lots of pollen on that one. Lots of pollen. fussy. A little more smoke. Pop one of these frames off over here. Here's a really nice frame. Look at all this brood. All the brood on this other side over here. Look at that. She's laying well. Go one more frame and look. Remember, that frame got a lot of nice young brood on it. This one's got some nice brood numbers as well. So we've got clear weather for the next few days. We're starting to get into the 70s, and look at all this brood over here. All right, so lots of brood, lots of it capped. So this frame has really young brood. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull an essentially empty frame out of what was my top box. A little bit of honey on it, but really not much else. I'm gonna set this one, it's got some virtually empty frame. So I've got some, I don't know, some week-old brood in that frame, and a lot of it. On this frame, I've got some, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up. I haven't been videoing beehives long, so right down around my thumb, you can barely see there's some really young brood in there. And that is perfect for a queen, young brood. I'm gonna give them this frame. And then this box. I'm gonna move this box into the camera view for you. Really young brood. So the camera is gonna pick this up. Mr. Camera, come on. There we go. All right, so had a frame that had some week, 7 to 10 day old brood. Right here, this frame is. I'm gonna take this frame that's got some 1 to 3 day old brood, which is really what I want. I'm gonna put it right there beside it, sticking to the center of that hive, if you will. See what this frame looks like right here. Pretty much empty, except for some worker bees. So, at this point, it would be nice, but it is not critical that I know where my queen is. Nice knowledge. In fact, I'm just gonna check this frame if she doesn't quickly stand out. Lots of young brood on this one. 1 to 3 day old brood. So there we go, 1 to 3 day old brood. It's hard to see in there probably in the camera, but around in there, you can barely see it with my back to the sun looking down in it. So, I've got 1 to 3 day old brood in this frame. Another hive, another frame, that's got some 7 to 10 day old brood. This is some pollen, some bee bread. Some pollen. And that's a healthy, strong frame too. So, nice. I'm gonna give that to this top box. So right now, I've got what was the top brood box sitting on the ground. I've got this box sitting here. Both hives have 1 to 3 day old brood, one frame, and some 7 to 10 day old brood along with some pollen. The bottom box has a little more brood than that. So I'm gonna check out one more frame. I think I looked at this, but I can't remember exactly what it looked like. Just some pollen. I'm gonna make sure the queen's not on this one. Actually, we're gonna prop that one up. We're gonna come back to that frame in just a second. And I'm gonna go one hive over. I'm going an empty frame, an empty box really. Got an empty bottom board over here. Okay, so recap. This was the original hive, the bottom brood box. Original hive, top brood box. I just made a frame. You can't see it, but I have a bee climbing on top of my microphone cover. That's cute. Okay, so brood box. Scrape a little bit of this out, but the bees, they're gonna clean it out. Listen, they're gonna clean it out to suit themselves. I'm not too worried about that. They're really good housekeepers. That's better than I am. So, this frame, here's what I've got. The bees that went out to work this morning, or that are out right now in the field, there's a certain number of bees that aren't in this hive because they're out working. So I'm gonna take these bees and put them on the new bottom. So, I've got this box. I'm going to take these empty frames and I'm going to prop them back up in here. They're virtually empty. They're a little light with honey and some stores. They're not completely empty. Remember, I did not find the queen, and that's partly on purpose. So, it's always nice to know where the queen is, but I work multiple hives and I move quick. I don't always have the time to find every single queen. And this is the way I keep bees. What I look for rather than a queen every time is evidence that the queen is present and healthy. And I can see that in the brooding activity of the hive. So, the original box, the bee numbers are lighter. Here's our split. The numbers are heavier. I intentionally brought more bees to this hive, and here's why. There are a certain number of foragers out right now. They're going to return to the original hive. This is where they left this morning or this afternoon on their third flight of the day, whatever it was. They're coming back here, so the numbers are going to equalize. So this box has a few more numbers. At this point, I don't know which hive has a queen and which doesn't. So, but the one that doesn't is going to make a queen out of the 1 to 3 day old brood, and they'll start drawing the cup out and they'll make a queen out of it. So, set this back down on button. Both hives back up. Let's get off that, girls. I don't want to crush you. Get off that edge. Put my lid back. Get that spider out of there. Really dislike spiders. Block. Back on top. So the inspiration for this video was a conversation I was having with someone today. I was trying to explain this to them. It sounds like they have some really healthy hives that need to be split, and I thought, well, instead of just trying to explain something complicated to them, I'll just do it, make a video. Remember that I now have video recording equipment. So, I have a very unorthodox system, but it works for me, of marking hives. So, a red brick means I'm not confident in the queen. When I make splits, I align that brick in a certain spot. So this hive has a full brick on the back left corner. Looking for another brick. Very unscientific method, but here's a partial brick. I'm gonna put it same spot, back left corner of the hive. So, got 2 hives. I know that that one came from that one. Yeah, get back in the camera. That one, this one is a smaller split of that one. I got the bricks in the same spot. Very unscientific method. Friends of mine, they'll mark them, they'll number them. I move equipment around too much. I have too many hives. Boxes move too much for me to keep every single one of them marked, serialized, and in step with each other. So that's a walk-away split. One of these hives has a queen, the other one doesn't. The one that doesn't, they're gonna make a queen, and we'll go from there. So I will follow back up in a few days with this, and I will post a link to the follow-up video underneath this one, and we'll see which one has a queen and which one didn't. Thank you very much.